is nigh, and ye will now take Benjamin away, and all these things are against me. I just really want to talk this morning real quickly about what happens when you come to the place in life where you throw your hands up and you say, all these things are against me. We see as Jacob is talking, it is not just frustration, it's not just anger, it is not just grief, it is self-pity. There is a point in all of our lives when we look up, and it's real easy to start feeling sorry for yourself when if you really keep it real. It's easy to feel sorry for yourself because you say, and if I had gone to college, and if I had finished my education, and if I had had a father in my life, and if I wasn't exposed to that as a kid, and if that had never happened to me when I was younger, if I, and all of us, if we're honest, have a million if-I's, and you can spend your whole life in the land of if-I. And Jacob is now, his soul is crying out. It's not just his body, it's not just his tears. We get a sense of a man who is broken and beaten down by life. Yes, he's met God. Yes, he's wrestled with God, and he's triumphed. But his problems aren't over. In fact, his problems have only begun. And his whole life, he looks back and he says, all these things are against me. And I want to ask you this morning, how do you handle it when you look at life and it seems like all these things are against you? And you try to put on a smile, and everybody's looking to you, and people are looking to you for inspiration. And so you come to work and you smile and you put on your best face, and in front of your family you wear the mask. But in the inside of your life and your heart, in the deepest part of your soul, you lay at night, and as a tear comes across the bridge of your nose, you just lay and you say, all these things are against me. The depression that comes in life that I can certainly identify with. It's one thing when people see on the outside. See, for me, people, they saw on the outside Harvard Law School, and they saw that I was valedictorian in college, and they saw that I was making speeches, and they saw that I written books, and so they saw all that. But at the depth of my heart, in the darkness of the night, there were times where I felt like all these things are against me. I'm not just talking about jobs weren't working well, and I wasn't getting the money I wanted. That's superficial. I'm talking about there were things that I never talked about that I still have never publicly talked about, that had transpired in my life. And I look back, and there was a point where I had to be honest and say that all these things are against me, that people don't understand what I'm going through, and people don't understand my hurt, and people don't understand my pain. And Jacob is at this point where he is outwardly strong, but he is inwardly falling apart. And by the 36th verse of the 42nd chapter of the first book of the Bible, we see that Jacob is now just falling apart. He can't hold it together anymore. He can't pretend like it's okay. But I'm going to tell you something I like about Jacob. Jacob, he's downtrodden, he's grieved, he's depressed, but Jacob is a scrapper. He's a fighter. If you're not careful, you will allow what is going on now to keep you stuck where you are. There is a power in persistence. There is a power in fighting back. And he said, even though life is against me, I will not stop. I will not quit. And I'm looking for people, and God is looking for people that have the audacity to hope, that have the audacity to get back up and say, I will not die here. I'm sad. I'm in self-pity. I'm looking at my life, and it seems like everything is against me, but life is fighting me. But guess what? I'm a fighting